The shocking spiral in the mid-month road death toll to more than 800 in the country has thrown open the discussion on motorist attitude. The death toll so far 17% higher in the same period last year. More than 3,000 motorists have already been arrested this month as traffic authorities clamp down on drunken driving, speeding and reckless road behaviour. The Automobile Association says Minister Dipuo Peters' acknowledgement that drastic measures are needed to rein in the startling numbers is encouraging. Peters said she would engage with the provinces to consider extending overtime payment for law enforcement officers, as well as intensifying law enforcement visibility. Well, Layton Beard is the spokesperson for the Automobile Association. He joins us now from our Pretoria studios. Good afternoon, Layton, and welcome to SABC News.
Thank you, Kirshni. It's good to be with you.
Layton, of course, the very best law enforcement, leadership and police visibility. But to what extent is poor driver attitudes behind the road fatalities? What are your impressions so far of motorist attitudes on the road thus far this festive season?
Well, I think the Minister also mentioned it in her speech yesterday when she said that 82% of all the fatalities and crashes on the road are as a result of the human factor, not because of the road condition and not because of any other external weather condition, but the human factor. So I think that certainly does point to driver attitude. And the AA also, over many months has said that driver attitudes simply in South Africa are simply not good enough. So driver attitude really is a major factor in these fatal crashes. It's a major factor in the fatalities that we are seeing at the moment. And obviously the 17% increase that we have seen year on year over the same period is not only worrying, but it's dismaying as well, Kirshni.
Layton, you're mentioning the human factor that the Minister mentioned yesterday, contributing to 82% rather to the fatal accidents we're seeing. Now this includes pedestrian and jaywalking, which accounted for 30.7% of fatalities. Well, that means more than a third of the deaths this month were pedestrians. Why is this such a perennial problem?
Look, I think we have to acknowledge that last year, for instance, we had 12,944 deaths on our road. From the 1st of January to the 31st of December, which is a huge number. 35% of those fatalities were pedestrians. And there are a number of reasons for this. First of all, pedestrians are walking in poorly lit areas. They may be walking wearing very dark clothing, which makes them even more difficult to see. And then we've also got the obvious problem of pedestrians who are walking while inebriated or under the influence of drugs. And that makes them a very dangerous prospect to deal with if you're a motorist, because it's very difficult to see them and they are walking on the road. So motorists have got to make sure that they can see what's going on up ahead of them. They've got to focus on the road. They've got to make sure that their headlights are working properly. But that's the primary reason why we find pedestrians are such a problem on our roads.
Layton, I have to ask this. Would more stringent legislation actually act as a stronger deterrent, do you think, when it comes to those breaking the rules of the road? We are seeing this push now to introduce minimum sentences for negligent and reckless driving and to reclassify this perennial problem of drunken driving from a Schedule 3 to a Schedule 5 offence to ensure that people spend longer terms behind bars. Will it work, do you think?
Look, I think we have the laws in South Africa to deal with issues that arise out of road traffic offences. I think the question really is, what is the national road traffic strategy? We need a holistic strategy to look at road safety in South Africa, and the laws are there to deal with this. Are we catching the perpetrators? Are there consequences for their actions? I think these are some of the questions that need to be posed, and they need to be posed within the framework of a broader road traffic strategy that we have in South Africa.
Layton Beard, the spokesperson of the Automobile Association, joining us from our Pretoria studios. Thank you so much for your time on the SABC News Channel.